Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
As always, yes indeed, vital to the future of you all. I hope you're all well this evening, this morning, this afternoon, there in YouTube land. I hope everybody's doing well. Also on the Facebook. So one second, I'm trying to plug this thing in. And hey, bingo, got it. Try and plug it in, and I just managed to do it. How is everybody? I hope you're all well. I was just thinking, yeah, this is what I started thinking about this. My mate Dan from Facebook, I saw the thumbnail for his stream tonight, which I hopefully will still be awake for, because I do like. He did another stream on Tuesday. And I really wanted to listen to it, but I only found out afterwards. And man, trying to fit stuff in, it's a nightmare. But I saw it, and it's got a beautiful Nicola Bryant portrait. Actually, one second, let me just pull it up. Well, let me give him a bit of shameless promotion, right? Right, it's from the what's name trailer. Here we go. Share screen. So man. Okay, because I want to ask Nicola a question, right? I'm trying to work out how to do this. But here's a quick look at that. I'm like, I love a bit of Nicola. Okay, I want to know from an actor's point of view, right? How she approached the role. She seems kind of a gruff, no nonsense, kind of bit snappy person in general, but she dresses like a super slut, right? Like, how do you, what's going on in her head that marries the two, right? It must be, it's some kind of rebellion against Howard, right? That must be what it is. It's some kind of rebellion against Howard. Okay, fine. I just worked it out. There you go. I don't need to ask anymore. But yeah, that makes sense. That's why it kind of wears off. Unfortunately, wasn't a fan of it wearing off. It did wear on quite nicely. How is everybody? Anyway, good news. I am 1.5 episodes into the Paul McGann box set, the Charlie box set. It's brilliant. Oh my god! I don't know. Actually, I'm a bit nervous about the second one because it's the only one with the new writer, a new female writer, right? And we're under 5 minutes in, and they're talking about climate change. I'm like, really? You didn't get that with the Mummy story, which was pretty darn good. The Alan Barnes Mummy story. Just tell a story. Here's the thing. I just don't think people are talented enough to be able to tell a story without wagging a finger, right? I just don't think they have that in them. I wish that they did. Honestly, I think kind of Nick Briggs does because he doesn't wag fingers, right? I think that's really but I mean, there's so many woke things in this thing. Was it Human Frontier? I think it was called. Which I really, really liked. I thought it was really interesting. And his prisoner as well, I thought had... I profoundly disagreed with the central message that came out with in the end. I really think it was profoundly wrong. Okay? Which it appeared to me that it was basically saying socialism. There's a freedom and a luxury in conformity. Right, and that seemed to be I'm like, I don't know. I think that's the message I want. I don't think I agree with you. However, I think it worked in context of the piece because because it was a very authentic author's voice, which is, I think, something that the prisoner really needs. I mean, when you had Patrick McGowan being the authentic author's voice, he's a bit bonkers. And that's why the prisoner's a bit bonkers, right? I mean, he was in the orchestra, the conductor's booth when they did the theme tune. He was the one that gave it so much welly. It's crazy, but yeah, it was very much his creative vision. And that's why I think the Nick Briggs's version worked, because it was a very clear creative vision. I think it's one of the reasons why the Ian McKellen version really failed, right? And it's really sad it felt they had all the elements to be good, but it just really wasn't. It just really wasn't at all. Never mind. But yeah, as I say, yeah, Nick, so this thing there was it Human Frontier. It asked like a lot of really, really interesting questions, and he's exploring it from both sides, and I think that's. Here's the thing. Okay, I think I just worked it out. What makes something woke and what makes something not woke? It's if the author is trying to make it. Okay, yeah, this is the formula. If the author, the creator, is trying to make a point that they know they can't substantiate, but they believe it nonetheless, and which is why they are terrified of any debate or into because they all know bottom down, deep, not even that far deep down. They all know. I mean, I feel bad for like my neighbor who's super anti-Trump, like super pro Biden and Clinton, like just super, and not because they're dumb. They're like literally the smart. I think one of the smartest people I know. Certainly, but I'm most educated, but that doesn't normally go together. Very, very smart, right? But it's just I I got close at some point. I never want to engage with her because or them because. I know how delicate their world is. I know how. Look, I know I'm a bit of a bull in a China shop. It's like I know. But they've taken so many hits recently, and I mean, I think they're going to take more. Is there going to be a war? I mean, it seems like Biden seems to think yes, that I definitely want there to be a war. Right at this point, they've really they're going to lose face if there isn't a war now, right? Meanwhile, Ukraine's like saying, "What's going on, man? Calm down. Why is everybody freaking out? Does everybody calm down, right?" Is that their tactic? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know withdrawing your staff is a very like a sharp escalation, right? You think that's like a sharp. So I don't know, but is there going to be one? I don't know. It really seemed like there was a couple of days ago. I'm surprised it hasn't started. Oh, Derek Manus here. That is good. You've reminded me of something we need to talk about. I will hope you have some input in the chat on this one. Purim is coming, right? The Jewish holiday of Purim is coming. So sort of. The month of Adar is coming, which has the holiday of Purim in it. Sort of. Okay, sort of. But this year, every was it 7 times in 20 years? There's an extra month of Adar. That's what we do for leap years in the Jewish calendar. We have an extra freaking month, right? And the holiday of Purim is in the second Adar, not the first Adar, right? Actually, this year though, my mother died on because you remember the death date more than birthday in Judaism because we're so cheery. Oh yeah, we're so like yeah. Hey, shall we remember when somebody was born? And it was like no. Let's remember when they died, right? And let's say it was your fault. So there's so she passed away on the 15th of Adar, but which is the same day as the holiday of Purim, but in a year when there was 2 Adars. So this year is going to be one of the only times you actually have a proper memorial. Anyway, but the holiday of Purim is coming. So why is this significant? Because the holiday of Purim is kind of crazy. It's kind of like a mixture of New Year's and Halloween. Okay, it's a celebration. Okay, most people don't really understand anything about it. Okay, the basic observance is it's people normally dress up in fancy dress, or their kids dress up. You go and hear this the scroll being read called Megillah Esther, the Book of Esther. And whenever you hear the bad guy's name Haman, you go, boo! Or you shake a thing and make like, ah! and then you have a festive meal, right? That's basically it. But during the festive meal, you are obligated to drink very heavily, drink until your brain cannot tell the difference between good and evil, right? Not a very popular thing in my down my neck of the woods. I'm one of the only people who do it. I don't really understand. I'm like, look, if you don't eat on like the fast days, why don't you not do this? Is the same thing. Anyway, but the basic idea is it frees your autonomic mind. But however, we always do a theme for our Purim, right? So we done lots of different. What's a good one? James Bond was a good theme, right? So this year Purim falls out on St. Patrick's Day. We're like, well, hey, I think that's the way to go, right? So we figure bottle of Guinness. You give these things called shaloch manot, these little packages of food. You've got to have 2 different blessings in them, but you might try and make them fun. Again, that's why we do them themed. So we're going to do a St. Patrick's Day one this year. So again, bottle of Guinness in there. That's a certainty. I think we can do like the shamrock, not the shamrock. We can do cookies, whatever. We'll fill it. It's not hard to do, right? This was quite easy. But what should we have for our Irish festive meal for Purim? Because when you drink, you have to drink during this meal. And so we're going to go for Irish food. We're going to go for. I mean, we can't do bacon, obviously, but we're going to do like corned beef and cabbage, that sort of thing. But if anybody like cold currant, if anybody has any ideas of Irish food, please let me know. Please let me know. That will be fantastic. Double dosey. Fine. Let me get to the chat. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some thumbnails. See what we got coming up. We have a lot coming up. All these are done and uploaded. Right? It's incredible. I'm going to show you way in the future. This is going to be not tomorrow, not Saturday. No, this is actually coming out on Sunday. That's how much content I got lined up for you, gentlemen. And ladies, obviously. We got the SFX magazine, issue 349, February 2022 review. So you see the problem on the cover. Who gives a shit about Picard? I mean, honestly, who gives? I mean, like Jerry Ryan always looks hot, right? Jerry Ryan always looks very hot. And when you look at the article inside, she's wearing a good, 6-inch heel. It looks like to me. I was like that for a 6-year-old woman. I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. John Delancey looks cool because John Delancey is cool. Patrick Stewart is not. Patrick Stewart has jumped the shark. Patrick Stewart looks less cool than the little Sontaran at the top of the issue, right? So that's really the problem with it. It's like it's a lot of the things they cover aren't any good. So I looked at this next story on my last live stream, and I want to go much deeper, and there's been some follow up. But really, I want to do the thumbnail more than anything else. That is Cyberfrog, an action figure of Cyberfrog. If you do not know, Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog massively outsells DC's flagship, Gay Superman. I like the word "gay" is very big on that. That just because they are so super gay, right? Super gay. Oh my god, this is crazy. Okay, this video goes on for over an hour, and it's worth it. I think this one's dropping tomorrow, right? What Culture's hilarious meltdown at the return of David Tennant to Doctor Who rumor, right? They complete meltdown. This entire article is them like screaming, much like this is just really condensed, you know. But this is basically what it is. Over an hour. It's crazy. No, David Tennant isn't going back because Jodie failed. Nobody mentioned. They're the ones who keep mentioning it, right? Because Jodie didn't fail. Obviously, she did, right? And that's why I put little David Tennant there, going, she really did, you know. Because you know, she really did. Now that's frozen. Hang on. Now I'm getting a little whizzy will. There we go. If you didn't catch my live stream, on Sunday, I clipped out the trailer reaction. It's kind of funny. Okay, if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. It's kind of I have to say, this is one of my favorite streams I've done in a long time. I really enjoyed the season 22 one. If you haven't seen it, I keep plugging it because I really like this one. Okay, I thought this was a really good one. But if you want, this is a bit I clipped out from it with the lovely Nicola Bryan, obviously. Over here we have yes, God. I put two articles back to back. One by the guy who wrote his Dark Material saying, we need the BBC, completely missing the point why the BBC is going. Completely. And then Gareth Roberts' article completely explaining why the BBC is going and how tragic we all think it is. And simply the British Republic hates you because you hate them. And the BBC sagely answers, "Off! Off!" is what they do. Doctor Who's Gareth Roberts. By the way, I do like him cosplayed onto the slightly chubby version of Tom Baker. Points out the BBC hates the British public and the BBC hates him doing it. Yes, they do hate the British public. We have the next review for season 13 is out. This was a good chapter, this one. You know why this is a good chapter? It tells you, it shows you that you don't just set up plot strands, you actually close them and have a meaning with them as well, like have a point to them, right? It's like you don't have to like dispose of them. It's like you work out the resolution when you work out the introduction because it's part of the story, right? So you really do learn this from this episode. If you're not listening to season 13, freaking awesome. Go back, listen to season 12. I absolutely love it. The best Doctor Who being made today. The Charlotte Pollard one, I would say it's on a par with this, right? It's the first one is on a par with this. And then brings us back to Doe. Did you like the Schalke Doctor I snuck in there? Bit of Richard Griffiths action. Old Doctor. Of course, we've got the David Tennant Meta Doctor. Icky Thump. They're all the Doctor Who. Crikey, Jodie. Legitimacy at last. If they're all Doctor Who, you can be too. So the idea has been floated. That the way to make this deal go through. Again, this is not my idea. Okay, this is not my idea. I don't think it's crazy though. I could see a possibility of it. But the way to make this idea go through, to make Russell T Davies' era 2 go through, was it to not invalidate what the BBC had done, or specifically Chibnall, right? I don't think they want to be really made publicly fools of. I really think they don't. I think they very much don't want that to happen, right? I think that's very, very important to them. So maybe they agreed on a compromise where it is introduced that there is this Doctor Who multiverse, right? A multiverse of madness, and we can all just coexist together, right? And I think maybe Russell T Davies, that was something he had to agree to make it go through. It's not a crazy theory, right? It's not again, not mine. I will not reveal the source. Although, something I have to reveal, she cried, to Dr. Alex also sent me this clip I have to show you. It's very, very funny. Yeah, so anyway, so we have Dr. Multiverse. What do you think of this rumor? It's not even a rumor. I will call it more a theory. What do you think of this theory? It's I can see it being as possible as David Tennant being the 14th Doctor, right? Let's put it that way, right? And I can see this kind of being the only way to bridge it, right? And Boba Fett, we're doing the Boba Fett review, right? The full Boba Fett review, which was freaking awesome, right? Well, actually, it wasn't. I take that back. The first half of Boba Fett was freaking awesome, right? The second half was like the things you watch while you're in line at Disney to go on a Boba Fett ride, right? Oh my gosh! I just opened up YouTube and I see bombshell footage reveals Biden admin's undercover migrant. I don't know. It's actually doing my head in now. Right? How badly it's going. It's really doing my head in. Wait, let me get to history. Where is it? Is this no? Oh, here we go. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get it queued up. Actually, you know what? Let me get to the chat first. Then we will do this next because it is worth watching. It's very, very funny. So let's go back there. Fine. Chat. I forgot about the chat. Unknown_289 Big Finish Insider account on Twitter. Employee on Big Finish asking about Joe Martin. Joe Martin Doctor Who audio. Yeah, actually, okay. I have that queued up as well. I guess. Let's have a look at that. 1 second. It's over here. Yeah, and the responses are interesting, right? The responses are interesting. First, it's good to hear them. Let me just share the page. I mean, the response really is. I'm kind of surprised at the response, to tell you the truth. This is right. Yeah, we go. Fine. Firstly, great bit of art there. So that's by Owen Carbis. I mean, dude. I don't like the Jodie Whittaker here at all. Fantastic piece of art you just did there. I mean, absolutely lovely. Stunning. So, who would like a Fugitive Doctor audio adventures? Asking very much excessive orders here. No plans afoot before you get too excited. But yeah, again, great piece of artwork. Well done, Owen. So Mark. So again, here basically goes, no. It's 100% no from me. Nope, not touching that anything from the current Chibnall era, especially the pre-Hartnell Doctors. By all means, have Unbound Doctors though. Joe Martin had a great presence on screen, but I don't really know anything about a character. So at this stage, I don't really care enough to invest my dollars into it. I chip in at this point. Because I decide people need to hear from a debonair, handsome chap, and so I said I can't find one. I'll volunteer myself. That's a big no from me. I'm not keen on the whole timeless chat. I mean, like, this is not. This is not like, evenly split. Well, okay, we'll see how the split is in a minute. Actually, right? I'm not clean the whole time this time, so no from me. Not really, not personally, but I'm not blind to it being a lot of interest in the character, which hasn't been fulfilled in it by any means on screen. Accordingly, we have said in a podcast, she'll be fine, Big Finish Doctor one day. All right, but they're saying, yeah, it's a great idea. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want it. Ditto. So no. And then we have Jodie Hauser, who writes the comics, right? We have the people who make Doctor Who today already having a blast writing her for the comics. Oh, because I'm like, God. I mean, that didn't go down too well, okay? I mean, that honestly, yeah, I mean, everybody's like, no, they're being polite. No, thank you, not for me. No. He's like, I love it. It's the bestest ever. Oh yeah, I mean, like, and we will see this pattern continue, right? That's why I wanted to look at this. Crazy. And then we have Big Finish go, hey, show off. Then we have John Dorney, right? I'm already polishing a storyline. I'm not, okay, have fun with it, mate. Have you noticed the audience are saying no? What about any plans for the 13th, please? Oh, my God. So here we go. Yes, finally, I just tweeted that you guys should totally do stories with the Joe Martin, and I will totally download them and give them a listen. So, yes, do it. Will you pay for it, though? Okay. Are you prepared to pay for it? Okay, fine. Not me. Sorry, but I don't like the last 3 years. Big Finish, only Doctor Who for me. Okay. Hell yeah, says one person. Okay, so it's balancing out a bit. Instead of doing that, why don't you get the most popular orders animated and released on DVDs? No. Joe Martin is cool as F, but not for me. Again, it's like, everyone's so scared of being tarnished by this weird brush. Like, no, you can't be one of them. People on the wrong side of history who seem to be everybody other than you, right? Like everybody, like the entire audience, right? See what else? Not really. Okay. Look, I want to write her audio stories. Well, good for you. Does anybody want to buy them? No, thank you. Not something I'll spend my money on. If they're very decisively unbound, bring them on. If it's in our universe, time and related stuff, they're not for me. Yeah, I mean, are you getting a hint here? I mean, like really? No, another one. And like, as much as I love her, it's like, no. So like, it's before Hartnell have a thing since 1976. Doctors before have been a thing. Oh, shut up. Who is this? Like, okay. Really? Okay, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't, idiot. Ugh. Sure, you're a lovely person. You got the worst Enterprise bridge on your thing. So yeah, I don't think it's a universally loved idea. I think it's an idea none too popular. Okay, it's I did say like let them do it. Okay, I honestly let them do it. Anyway. I'd like to see the Schalke Doctor. You're never going to see the Schalke Doctor other than on his thumbnail. The reason you're not going to get Schalke Doctor on Big Finish is because Schalke Doctor was a rebellion against Big Finish, right? Big Finish had their nose well and truly put out a joint that they didn't use them to be involved in the Schalke Doctor. That's why you are never. It'd be easiest thing in the world for them, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, they're not doing the Schalke Doctor ever. They hate the Schalke Doctor. Fine, sorry, let me see. Lonnie's here. How you doing, sir? Who said the Schalke Doctor? This our series here. Gareth Wilkins says, Old Ball Biscuits, how are you, sir? Mr. Jekyll and Hyde, I think I just said hello to you, okay? But I'm going to say hello if I didn't. But if I did, I'm saying hello again. The Solar Engines, how are you, sir? Evening, Governor. Gareth Morgan is here. Moons of Madness is here. By the way, if you've never read it, in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, they have this text story in the back of one of the volumes. I can't remember which one, but essentially it's about the Amazon women who live on the moon negotiating to get the frozen body of Professor Moriarty, who was launched into space on Cavernite, right? So they could use his sperm so they could reproduce. But they view him as their deity. So there's an ongoing war between the Amazon women moon and the Selenites. But it's one of the text stories. I enjoyed it. Matthew Burrows is here. Evening to our Cosmic Rabbi. How are you, sir? I wonder how that Alan Moore story did for Alex. I should look at the stats on that. I hope that did well for him. It was really good. We all love a bit of Nicola Bryant. Well, you know what bit I like. Really, I mean, again, it's like what. So, Nicola, again, how did you perceive this character dressed so provocatively? That's how you can say it. Yeah, I mean, listen, provoked a bloody reaction in me, didn't it? For 35 years. So, yeah, it is still. First thing I was going to ask her to marry him. No. I'm very happily married. Okay, I'm very, very happily married. After Rabbi says Iggy stories, it says after everybody else. TARDIS time is here. It's always a fun time with TARDIS time. I'm not touching that. Where are we going? With it? I loved that Howard backstory. Don't you know Perry vanishing under his watch destroyed his marriage to his mother? Oh yeah, I bet it must have done. Where was that? I remember hearing about that. That was in one of the audios, wasn't it? I can't remember that, right? Who is it? PD Richards here. How you doing, PD? Thank you for joining us. Stephen Amaro is here. How are you, sir? Peter Richards, the adult in the room. BMG Excalibur! We'll always get a Disney-fied version of Star Wars instead of what we need. This week wasn't bad, right? First 20 minutes wasn't bad. They worked out the way of making Boba Fett not suck balls is by not having Boba Fett in it or anything to do with Boba Fett, right? Getting completely as far away from Boba Fett as humanly possible. That sort of worked out very well, actually, this week, I have to tell you. There we go. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is here. Modern viewers cannot take story like that now. They have to program to want bite-sized. No, man, they just don't. They haven't been exposed to good storytelling. That's the thing, right? Man, wouldn't it be great if, like, for a year, right, all TV went off and we only had books? Man, wouldn't that change the world? Oh, it'd be so good. Oh, it'd be really good. Dippy Story says he's really bummed that Barry Cryer passed. Barry Cryer passed? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I think Darren Six once said, I don't mind a message as long as it doesn't get in the way of a good story. That's the problem. There was no good story in Orphan 55, right? There was no good story, right? It was a painful, like, really, what they were on a planet that was really Earth. It was so set up for it, and it was just crap. There was nothing about, what was the story? They were trying to survive getting out of the bubble. I mean, it's all very contrived to say, oh my God, this is not the planet of the apes. This is Earth. Oh, no. Very wise words of Uncle Darius. Some Jody is accusing me of being a troll on Facebook because I started saying a few facts about viewing figures. Yeah, it's crazy. The open failure of wokedom, right? The open and complete failure, and it's still not taking it down. It's incredible, isn't it? It's like, imagine getting this roach and you spray the roach spray right in its face, and it just looks at you and goes, I will survive. That's basically what we are. Time Mechanic is here. Crimea River. I don't know what that means. Crimea River. Oh, Crimea River. Yeah. Are we going to war? I don't know. I really don't know where we are up on that. Good story is not important now. Only the messages. Not even that. Content. They just want hours of content. That's why Star Trek Discovery got a 5th season. They just need content. Moon Knight should have been R-rated instead of a Disney Plus show. Yeah, probably right there. When's that coming out? I'm intrigued. We found out Disney Plus has come to Israel in the summer. Well, really? I feel sorry for Terrence Six having Jodie Whittaker dedicated to memory. Oh, I didn't know that happened. Oh, man, anything to glob onto good Doctor Who, isn't it? Dr. Payne is here. Robert Payne is here. Okay, I'm scanning to see if anybody... Green Holocaust Memorial. Is it really? God, what kind of Jew am I? I have no idea. Is it really? Hardly forgot about it, really. Okay, I shouldn't really laugh. Although, I have to tell you, me and my son used to do this bit at Friday night dinner. We would talk about what we would do in the gift shop of the Holocaust Museum in Israel. We came up with all these ideas, and it was great. It'd be shocking. Like I said, yeah, we could do train sets, pajamas, bunk beds, all kinds of things. Temporary, like little number tattoos. You can remember your cell phone. You just put it on your wrist, no problem. All kinds of things. Lampshades. That was dark. That went pretty dark. But at least we remember the Holocaust, I guess. I guess I remember my own death date. So it's so that's the thing. Well, I guess so. You have to surprise them on their death date. I love Esther. Well, I'm glad you do there, Lonnie. Although she's supposed to be one of the most beautiful people of all time. Okay, it also said she had a greenish hue, right? And what was it? No, the Talmud talked about her, of like what she was like in bed. The reason that the king Ahasuerus, who I think is a precursor to Trump, I really do. He was a bad guy in the story of Purim, which is this is Megillah Esther, was that she could appear like a virgin or like a harlot, and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good switch you got there. Let me tell you, I would turn the virgin switch off after the sex. So quite frankly, really, what I don't want to talk about. I don't know. I don't want to hear TikToks. Okay, from like heaving for breath. That'd be like, oh really? Like that's the worst thing ever. I don't want to hear try guys. Okay. Honestly, Kenneth Brown, the Belfast movie last night, very good. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, I'm trying to make it not jump. Mark the Vicar says thumbs up. I don't know what you did. I did. Arsenal or Derek in the chat. I just did. I did. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I don't know that anybody, any good Irish dishes. Let me know. Irish food or food Irish people eat. Well, there's a big difference. So, I mean, like, listen, we should do Scotches. Then we can have fried Mars bars. Cold currant. Yeah, I like cold currant. With chopped spring onions through it, always popular. Yeah. Oh, man. I saw a cooking show once. It was a Jamie Oliver one where he went to this Irish restaurant. So the guy makes cold currant, which again basically said it's like mashed potatoes with like stuff in it. And it's really yummy, right? But then, again, I can't do this. Being Jewish, he gets the skin. He slices the skin off like the side of bacon or whatever it is. And then he scalds it and puts it underneath the heavy iron skillet that the cold current's in, and he makes crackling. I'm like, oh my god, I shouldn't get an erection over that, but I did. Okay, and I'm not ashamed, quite frankly. I was quite proud. Imagine John Delancey got to play the master. That would be interesting. I would like that. Okay, I would like there to be a complete reboot of Doctor Who with Americans. Right? Peter Dinklage. Like, Peter Dinklage is the first Doctor in the American reboot of Doctor Who. And John Delancey, yeah, totally the master. But wouldn't that be awesome? And, like, yes, you reimagine it, right? Do you bring over the Daleks or do you reimagine them? I don't know. But I reckon that would be really, really interesting. That's actually what I always wanted Big Finish to do, was like a box set or two of an Americanized Eighth Doctor series, like what it would have been like. Like they take like Two of the Sidemen and put it in Texas or whatever, whatever weird shit they were gonna do, right? And you have a mixture of stories, but they're like 42 minutes long. They hit the ad breaks, right? And they're very, very formulaic, right? But they're still like 90s TV, essentially. Boy of Kleenex comes to mind. Oh, speaking of which, the Daisy and Ninja have come home. Ninja seems to be doing fine. His eyes, because they did something for it because he's blind as a bat. They said, oh, maybe we can do something with his eyes, when he's under getting spayed. So he's fine. He's like up and about. Daisy, I'm freaking conscious, right? She is like, and I just want the her to wake up properly, and then I'll feel good, because now I just want to come home and snuggle up with her. Oh, Daisy, I'm so sorry. I really do feel bad. I genuinely feel awful. But unfortunately, I had no say in it, right? I managed to delay it as long as possible. I asked the good Lord. I said, listen, if you're not on board, let on board. If she starts a period, then she could be reprieved another 3 weeks. Didn't happen. And like, if God says I can't help you out there, I don't think anybody can help you out, right? So there you go, Dave. But I think she's fine. She's just like really, really tired from the anesthesia. Shall we invent a gay hit superhero? No, says Mika Joe. Let's make every superhero gay. Is woke. I know, and they're so proud of it, and they're so proud how badly it all does. Right? Cater, says Lonnie. I think we're talking about Cold Current. What's that about the blood is introducing a new companion that's an alien? Just do the flood, and that's if you see back to the present day humans from Earth. Yeah. Wait. What about the blood is introduced a new companion that's an alien? Just I don't understand, mate. I tried twice. So I didn't understand. I'm sorry. Very few Jews in Northern Ireland. Yeah, listen, you don't. We are easy to spot, and it's the one thing that during the Troubles everybody else could unite about. They didn't like the Jews. Okay, so yeah, there's a reason for that. Plenty of you at a point. Mostly in Belfast area, the young people tend to emigrate to Israel. Well, listen, we do have good weather and economy, so there is that. Although, man, I am jealous. You guys have got no COVID restrictions on you. I am like so jealous. I wish I would just get rid of it. I'm hoping everyone's going to follow England, right? I mean, like it's making places like New Zealand look stupid, aren't they? But then again, hopefully you won't all dissolve into a secondary disease, and it won't be 28 days later. 28 days later from now. Hopefully that won't happen. Alternate, says Lonnie. I guess so. I'm Doctor Who too. Yeah, exactly. It's the only way she can be Doctor Who, and she's still less Doctor Who than all of these people. It's time to get rid of Trial of the Time Lord on Blu-ray and start your collection. Season 23 is a great Blu-ray. Nicola Bryant behind us. I know, I love that one. I got it. I have all of them. I'm still waiting on my season 17 to arrive. Right, she's in the behind the sofa there, and boy is she smoking. Oh my God, she is so milfy in that behind. Lots of very tightly clinging sweatpants. Okay, I'm very very up for that. Nicola Bryant just gets hotter, right? So again, like the question, who is better? We were talking about young Victoria, old Victoria. I like old Victoria and young Victoria, so that'll be the way together. But here the question is, it's pink spandex Perry, turquoise spandex Perry, and rainbow bikini and annoying shirt Perry. Right? Which one is your favorite? Or today Perry. And again, I think I'm going to have to go for a twosome. I could go for a five. How many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, could go for a fivesome. That seems exorbitant. That seems gluttonous to me. I'll just go for the threesome, which will be the Today Perry and the I think it's got to be 2 doctors bikini rainbow top Perry. I do like the headband. Okay, the headband's very nice, very 80s. Okay, it makes me feel very 80s. It was on the planet Skara that my old enemy, the Chibnall, was finally put to trial. Yes. Taking the remains back to the home planet Gallifrey. It was a request they should never answered. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Woo-wee-woo. Who cares if we have fun writing Joe Martin? Yeah, exactly. It's not for you. Write it for yourself. Don't expect me to pay you for it. PD Rich says, we're at a point where these progressive sites that just want you to do something physically nasty to them to see how they respond. I guess so. I can't wait for these people to F up me too. I mean, I really, really can't. I got Stan Stranded. Did I get Stan Stranded 3? No, Stan Stranded 3 is where I said no. Oh dear, I should have saved my £225. Yeah, exactly. And what this is what I've decided. If there's anything on the fence about, I'm going to illegally download and check it out first because I'm sick of buying shit. right? I'm sick of buying shit. If I did that with Unit Nemesis, I would never have bought Unit Nemesis because I still haven't got through the second story on that set. It's just, it's like a chore, right? Last people act this way that they're on the right side of history, end up on the wrong side of history. Strip progressives naked and shoot them with rubber bands. Well, that might help. That might help. Funny coincidence. I do not know what the coincidence is. Do not validate the Chibnall era as the problem being kiss or death. Look, big finish. That's why I want. That's why I hope the rest of this Eighth Doctor and Charlie box set is good. It's just a good story. Like the first one was just a good story and with good characters that you liked being them. It was great. It was fantastic. Right. I hope the whole set's that because I want to tell everybody go buy that and don't buy any of the other garbage. Right. Like we gotta teach them, right? We gotta teach them. Evening, Rabbi Society. How you doing? We keep going. Dan Beagle. Oh, how you doing? Fine. I replied to you. I'm sorry it took me so long, Dan. I do apologize. I'm a bit busy, but I'm always a bit bloody busy. I didn't get to draw any today, so I was really pissed off. I was doing a billion other things. So one thing I didn't get to because I had to do all the. I remember I was just about to start drawing, right? And I figured I could finish off my page I'm working on. At least a figure work easily. And then I remembered I had to get the screen grabs from Boba Fett, right? And it's was awful. Problem is, welcome Dan. Oh, Dan Plague. There you go. I thought you meant Dan. Dan Bob there. David Tennant 14. Interesting there. I may be alone on this, but no, you're not alone on this. Too much BBC ideology could taint the 10th legacy. I think they're there already, CK Charlie chats. You know, they are really milking that well, right? They are really milking that well a lot. And honestly, I like David Tennant. I liked Around the World in 80 Days. There you go. I liked Around the World in 80. I liked it a lot. I thought he was excellent in it. I liked him being scientific. I don't really like the 10th Doctor that much, right? Be honest with you. And I guess they say, oh, he'll play something totally different, but I don't know. It sounds unlikely but feasible, right? Unlikely but feasible. That's how I would classify that. Just made Chibnall a very bad Doctor Who Unbound story that they made the Doctor into a woman. I guess that story was even better, right? Than this one. Dr. Donna. Oh, man, I thought I caught up with the chat for a second. Oh, no, I'm still 18 minutes behind. Barry Cryer appeared on one of my dreams this morning. Then about 3 hours later, he was like, that's freaky. That's freaky. Blimey. Who is Barry Cryer? Which one's Barry Cryer? Now I've got to look him up. Make sure I got the right mental image. Hang on. Oh, I forgot we were going to get that thing. Yeah. Barry Cryer. Right, he was. I keep getting him confused with Leslie Crowther. No, he's only 86. Blimey. Okay. Sorry to hear that. 86. That's very young. That's very, very young. Fine. Let me just. Okay, now I'm whizzing through the chat. Yesterday, this National Holocaust Day to market 1 p.m. Polish time. A USSR cavalry captain. Rode a horse over a hill, saw Auschwitz. In April is Israel's Holocaust. Oh, that's probably why I don't know. Okay, very good. Love mashed potato. Always leave the skin on. Yes, you are right. Always leave the skin on when you mash potato. The problem being, it's correct. Unlike his opinions on Brave New World, you can't get them all right, baby. You can't get them all right. Asperg onion cheese, lots of butter and cream. Oh man, Ken. Got an erection. What can I tell you? What can I did the trick? Peter Dinklage has been a little short lately. Yes, he has, hasn't he? I didn't even read that story, but he was like, "Say what's up with the?" I don't think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. That apparently is like the N-word, right? For little people. I had no idea. I mean, listen, can you imagine if you don't realize you're saying the N-word? A journalist went into the flats and saw a round had taken half a Charles. That's terrible. That's a horrible story. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that. You should reimagine the Daleks, and they are. You can't. You shouldn't reimagine. They're too iconic. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking all bets are off. Could be anything. Oleg Dan is here. Sorry, most Scots do not eat. I know you don't. It's like no Chinese person eats Chinese food. Okay, there's nobody eats that. That was set up for tourists, and thank you very much. I like that. However, Americans do have deep fried food. Yes, in Vegas there was a casino called Mermaids that had deep fried Oreos and deep fried. Yeah, okay. The worst thing I ever heard of, right? The worst thing is they got a Krispy Kreme donut, cut it in half, right? Put a hamburger patty in it and a cheese, right? And then they deep fried it, and then somebody ate it, okay? With onions and stuff. They deep fried it. It sounds a bit much. Don't tell me. Days about it. You called her. She called you Steve Lebetkin. I don't know what that means. So I can't say that problem being all that will get me in trouble. Warwick Davis is a foot shorter and a mile or two better. Yeah. Although no, I like the idea of Peter Dinklage as a doctor. This is Nerdronic's idea. I think Peter Dinklage as a doctor would be really interesting, right? I think he's got that swagger. And he'll be something very different from his Game of Thrones character, but equally, I don't know who said it could be the Master just now. Who would that be? I can't remember. We said, I think in this very video. I'm not reading that, brother. You're trying to get me in trouble. Okay, you're going to get me in trouble. Sugar lumps for laughing Jacinda. Oh, God. Oh, she's awful. Right? She is awful. Alternate might be misspelled on Dr. Alex's review. Really? I've had that. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, you're right. Alternate. How's that wrong? Is it? That looks like it's wrong. Hang on. Alternate. Yeah, Alternate. Yeah, alternate, not alternate. No, is it the same word or is it different words? Yeah, let's go. Let's go look at the interwebs. We'll go alternate. See if that's actually a word. Yay! It's really a word. Thank God for that. Am I spelling it correctly? That's the next question. Alternant. Yes. Yes. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah. Man, that was just luck. Okay, that's just luck. The Google search. There we go. Da-da! Dun, 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 da-da! There you go. Back to that. We're nearly caught up with the chat. We're getting there. Bolt. That was a good movie. I like Bolt. Sorry, I didn't realize you already had a trial season on Blu-ray. Well, worth watching that. I love that. I love the trial season. Okay, best moment of the trial season. Perry chained to a beach as they threw buckets of water over her, with Colin Baker standing above saying, "Confess!" That was very good in high def. High def with the freeze frame. Like that a lot. He should have lobbied to play Grumpy, and he could have been the star of Disney Grumpy D+ original film. I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think he wants to do that. What did he do that was so bad? Okay, I'll look at that story today. Is now playing Serrano Brother. He's culturally appropriating folks with big noses too. Hey, Rabbi, says David Enke. How you doing? DC, how you doing? Dr. Alex is here. How are you? What is the state of the Who Multiverse? Well, I already talked about you tonight, so I'm ahead of the game. Barry Hire helped get Monty Python TV. Did he really? Actually, I did hear that. David Tennant as a master would be excellent. Yes, that I could be behind, right? David Tennant as a master, I agree with you. That would be it. And the master, like, regenerating into David Tennant just to mess with the Doctor. I'm getting a little sad when was it nearing the end of season 13? I said exactly the same in my review of episode 10. Here, 1 second, I'll show you. Episode 10. There you go. I already got it's already uploaded. Look at me. There we go. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly caught up with the chat. I am 3 minutes late. Jedi Dick Sensei, like a bantha. I don't know what is like a bantha, but hey, how you doing? At least Dinklage is a good actor. He's a very good actor, and I think he will be cool, right? Don't expect actors not to be douchebags. Of course they're douchebags. Like if you're going to limit your actors to non-douchebags, then you have no actors. They're all self-obsessed douchebags. Watch that show Barry, right? On HBO. HBO Max show or whatever. It's exactly what actors are like, right? Especially the first season. Not only Peter Dinklage the man, but Peter Dinklage the actor is excellent. Exactly. 2 different words spelt the same. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. I guess. Okay, I guess we're talking about alternate. Warwick was an emperor, right? He was. Again, he doesn't have the gravitas of Peter Dinklage. He can't choose scenery like Dinklage. I was wondering a bit at the whole alternate thing. I never even noticed it, but there you go. I guess I could change it. I'll change it for next week. Mind Warp is the best of 3. Again, it's the only one with Perry chained to a beach with buckets of water being thrown over, which for me is something that it's one can only recommend. Right? That can only be a recommend. Fine. Let's get to a bit of Star Wars. Wait a second. No, I can't start talking about it because I need to cut it so I can then take this segment out and make a video out of it. Fine. So now I can say, let's start talking about Star Wars. So, this week on Star Wars, Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett, they make a marked improvement and it's much more Star Warsy because the complete absence of Boba Fett and pretty much anything connected to Boba Fett, right? It was basically setting stuff up for Mandalorian Season 3. That's essentially what it was. Let's have a look at the episode. I have 189 of these screen grabs. So it opens up. I'm like, oh, God, I hate it already because I thought it was going to be Boba Fett, right? And that shows you your how dishonest your mind is, or at least mine is. I was like, oh, God, it's Boba Fett. This guy, now they're in a meat packet. How non-Star Warsy. It's one of those with those dog aliens who I've seen around, but I have no idea what they are. So they're packing me, and you see a shadow at the door, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look like a fat old bald bloke. That looks like, it feels like it's somebody cool. And it was, Mandalorian walks in, Mando walks in, and Mando is cool. And again, a great example. Actor is a douchebag arsehole. Of course he's a douchebag arsehole, right? Obviously he's a douchebag arsehole moron. They all are douchebag moron arsehole morons, right? They all are. But he's very good. Like, it just felt different. As soon as he walked in, it was like, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the difference. And the surroundings that it was in that didn't feel Star Warsy. When I thought it was Boba Fett. As soon as Mando walked down, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I like this new thing in Star Wars, right? So he was walking through, and also there's a lot of it that felt kind of CGI to me, but they might have just got a cheap, found a cheap set somewhere. Like, this is actually a meat packing place. So they're all like packing meat. He walks through, he goes to a back room, and he talks to the main guy, says, I'm looking for a bounty for, I don't know, Fido, whatever his name is. He's, how do you know he's here? And he's like, yeah, I got the tracker. He's definitely here. And he's like, I never heard of this guy. I never heard of him. Then he shows him the hologram. And this wasn't directed that well. It wasn't bad. It was functional, serviceable. It was by Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, the lamest of the not Mary Jane's, Gwen Stacy's. Yeah, so it was directed by her, and I couldn't tell that the guy in the background was the same as the guy in the hologram, right? Until he said, that could be anyone. Doesn't even look like me. Do you think it looks like me? It doesn't look like me. And then an awesome fight breaks out, right? He's like, look, he's like, why don't you sit down? We got you outnumbered. Why don't we talk about your options? He's like, your options are, I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. And I love that. Right, and he's like, okay, so he's starts having this again, awesome fight. Right, goes on for a while. Lots of testosterone. It's like lots of what you like. I mean, and it was very Star Warsy as well. So yeah, again, you have this awesome like fight. They start shooting at him. His Mandalorian armor, go, pew, 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 and then it gets awesome. Then it gets super cool because I forgot about this from Mando. He pulls out the Darksaber. Oh, I love the Darksaber, okay? The Darksaber is awesome. And I do like exploring this whole era of mythos. It feels like we're in new ground. I love the Darksaber, though. Very, very cool. So then he starts fighting with the Darksaber, and he's not very good with it. Plus, it feels like a lightsaber from the original movies. Like, they're much heavier, like a broadsword. And the reason they did that is because they didn't have the special effects. So every time they went, shinge, right, a bit will fall off, right? And they go and clean them up. And that's why they move very slowly. And they move much faster in the prequels. That's one thing I wish they would have done with the original, like with the when they made over the original trilogy. Make especially in Jedi when Luke Skywalker was taking on Jabba the Hutt. Make his lightsaber work cool because it wasn't. So they're fighting in the meat packing mine. I love it. Like a side of meat gets cut in half. And it goes right through the sky. Like it's very cool. And then he hits his own leg with it to show his lack of proficiency. And he's like really burnt up, right? He's not doing well. But he keeps fighting. And the fight's awesome. Keeps going and going and going. Until eventually he gets the last guy. And he throws him down, stabs him, and throws him down on the table. Then takes his the Darksaber, slices right through him, right through him. Clush, and the table goes down, right? So then you hear like moving around inside, like fumbling around, and you see all the meat packers over there, and they're all like handling their big cleavers. And so he comes out, and it's like, looks like there's going to be a fight, right? Looks like there's going to be a ruck. He says, listen, in there, your employer's dead. In there's a ton of money that nobody knows about. Go and help yourself to it, or you can fight me and lose, right? I have no quarrel with any of you. And they're like, let's go get the money, okay? So let's go get the money. And he limps off, right? He limps off, and we go, and we have the titles. And the title this week is Return of the Mandalorian. And it really is. Like, great title. Great title. And then a great location. I love this location. It's not a Dyson sphere, a Dyson ring, I think. It's this giant, huge, humongous ring. Half in night, half in day, and I like how it's like, you see, you have different bits in light and day, and it's very stark. So like, then you see like it from a street view, right? And he's limping down the street, and you can see like it going up, this ring going up forever. So it's a really cool world. I do like this world. He's living, and then he limps into daylight. Like, I was really going, gets in an elevator. And I'm enjoying exploring the world. So then he goes, he's in a nightclub, and he meets this guy. This alien's super lame though, right? This alien just doesn't. The bad guy who's like a giant bird guy, just super lame. Okay, super lame. But generally speaking, we're doing well with it, right? And and he wants the information, right? And he's like, no, why don't you sit and eat with us, have a meal, blah blah blah. Just give me the information. Gives him information. It's down Kozak Alley by the heat vent tower. So he heads over there, limping around, gets the elevator down. His legs still is in agony, limping, and he's looking with his special Mandalorian helmet, and he sees markings, and he finds a door, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going through the door. And he has to climb down and down and down and down. And they're at the very bottom, at the underneath of the ring thing. And right there, he meets this woman. It's the coven, right? The coven's there, and he wants to rejoin the coven, right? Oh man, this is all out of order. Hang on. Is it missing some? Hang on. No, this is the way it's in. Okay, fine. So he meets the and there's basically just two of them. There's this woman and the one who's the super jacked one who had the big gun, and the I wish I knew what the hell that was. What do you think that is? I can't tell. Oh yeah, fine. That's what it is. Fine. So he meets him. Fine. That's what's going on. He goes over and gives him medical aid. He gets the special spray and sprays on his leg. Why doesn't Mando have his own can of special spray? Okay. And he says, "Look what I have." And he says, "Oh, you have the dark saber." And they said, "Whoever wills it must be pure of heart. Otherwise, Mando will fall." Right. The last person wielded it was Bo-Katan, and she was not pure of heart. So Mandalore did indeed fall. And again, they're right at the bottom of this space, whatever it is. Really cool. Which is this is a great omen. You could lead, and you got to learn how to use it. And he says, you won it honestly in combat. And I think at this point, and also he's got this giant spear. He's like, but spears, Beskar should never be used for weapons, only for defense. So he's like, melt it down then. So he starts melting it down. So what should we make out of it? He starts thinking. He says, I want to make something for a foundling, right? Something small for a foundling. So we have that. He hammers it away. And as you do it, they recount the fall of Mandalore, the night of tears, the night of 1,000 tears. We have all the TIE bombers just blowing up all of Mandalore, right? I want to know more what happened. This should be a movie. I would love to hear the movie of the fall of Mandalore, right? That's a movie that I think could be made, and I would be excited to see if it's not shit. I said that about the story of what happened from Boba Fett from Jedi to the beginning to this, and it turns out it was shit. And there's this giant explosion blowing up this major building. Bam! Oh man, it's just frozen. Hang on, there we go. No, still frozen. And then afterwards, there's droids go around and they shoot a pew pew, and he got the. I don't know why they're using droids, not stormtroopers. The droids go through shooting anybody they can find, and they got the Imperial tracker droid. So it's a very cool sequence, okay? And it's so what should I make? And he's like, make something for a founder. And I go, ding, spend a long time hammering it away. And he said, here, I have something. So who's this for? Why do you want something for a founder? And it says, I want to go and visit Grogu, right? I want to go and visit. Do they make references to the Knights of the Old Republic? I do not know. I know they make reference. We'll see it in a minute. We know they make references to Fallen Order or something. Anyway, so why do you want something for a foundling, right? It's I want to go and visit Grogu. He's with the Jedi now, but I want to go and meet him to make sure he's okay, and I want to give him a gift, right? So that's setting up next season. So then next season, so then she's training him with the darksaber, and he's saying you have trouble because you're not doing what the darksaber wants, right? You're trying to stop it. So that's why it gets heavier. He's when you do what the saber wants, it responds well. There's got a nice little bit of backstory about it. It's 1,000 years old, 10,000 years old, or something like that, where and it was made by a Mandalorian Jedi. Again, all this stuff really fascinating, right? There's so much lore there. But then he's like saying, "Look, it was taken. It was won in combat, so it's won honestly." He says, "But look, the other Mandalorian says, look, that belonged to my house. If I win it in combat, it's then I can lead Mandalore, right?" And they're like, "Okay, I guess we got to have a fight then." Then there's another awesome fight. I mean, like you're spoiled. You're less than 20 minutes in, right? And it's going. So he opens up the Darksaber again. He's got a special shield and I guess a Beskar knife or some kind of knife. Again, awesome fight sequence goes on forever, and they fight. Again, yeah, it's good. Okay, all this is very good. He throws was it Mando down, and you think down to another level. And then the other guy, the other guy gets the Darksaber. Says, "Now I will lead Mandalore." But finally, he gets the drop on him, and he's about to cut his throat. And so the woman comes back and says, "Enough! You have done well." So, "Sir, have you ever taken off your helmet?" He asks Wellman and says, "No, I never have." They ask Mando, "Have you ever taken off your helmet?" He's like, "Yeah, I did last season." He's like, "Then you're a Mandalorian no more." He's like, "What? Yeah, you're no longer a Mandalorian." He says, "But the only thing to do if you're taking off your helmet is you got to bathe under the mines of wherever, and they were destroyed." It's like, she goes, "This is the way." He's like, so it's basically setting up next season where he can take his helmet off and he can be like the Bo-Katan, Boba Fett type of Mandalorians, not the ultra orthodox Mandalorians that these clearly are. Right, so that's so he walks away, pick both on a jetpack again and walks away. But yeah, no, when they do start their fight, they both take off their jetpacks, which I thought was quite kind of cool. And then he goes away, and now we get like lame interstellar travel. So it's basically the episode's over now, right? It's shit from now, I would say. Okay, on the second viewing, he has to get on a commercial flight because Razor Crest was blown up last season. He goes to get on, and the security droid says, "No, you can't get on with weapons," and they make him check all his weapons. Including the Darksaber, which I think was kind of weird. He's like, "That better be there when I get back," and he gets on the ship, and it goes, and it's kind of boring, right? He sits there, there's was it Rondonian? Is that what they call kids? Says, "How you doing? I'm a cute kid." He's like, "I'm a Mandalorian." And he's like, "Yes, I have my thing for Grogu, though. I'm looking forward to it." And they go to their destination, which is Tatooine, heading to Mos Eisley. And they arrive, he gets off, and he gets all his weapons back again, including the Darksaber. Thank God, that would have been bad. Then we head over to the. This was the same port that the Millennium Falcon was in New Hope, I believe, wasn't it? So it's owned by this woman now. This is apparently a character from Jedi Fallen Order, and they're helping track down the thing. Again, this whole thing now is like an attraction in Disney while you're waiting to get it. This is kind of like Star Tours. It's all Star Tours level from here on in, right? If you've ever seen Star Tours, that's exactly what it is. It's like a bad, goofy corporate show, okay? In Star Wars universe. So she's chasing this thing, and says, "Oh, we're going to get it. And here, look, some memory bearers. We got those from the prequels. We got Red 5. Or whatever it is, Red, or whatever it's called. And they're like, "Well, we're going to get this crawly thing." And it gets her, and it starts dragging in, but in walks Mando and shoots whatever it was. And they're all good again. He says, "Okay, I got your message." Like, what message? What's this? "Oh, yeah, I've got a replacement for Razor Crest." It's like, "You got another Razor Crest?" Right? What's it? It's because Captain Rex was in it. Captain Rex was in what? Can you let me know? I say, "Oi, Captain Rex, you can't fly a ship straight, so I'm bringing you my bloody weapons." R5D4. What's Captain Rex in? Because I know that name. Okay, I know that name. So Death Star was destroyed and Vader was killed by colliding with the Millennium Falcon. I guess so. If you want to go that way, fine. Anyway. So it says, oh yeah, so I got replaced for Razor Quest, his ship. And I kind of liked his ship, right? And he says, here it is. She pulls off the thing, and it's the that's what I'm thinking. Bad Batch. I like Bad Batch as well. Pulls off the sheet, and it's one of the crappy little ships from Phantom Menace, right? Like, oh, and it's a crap one of those. Okay, so it's like, well, why would you bring that back? He says, no, this is great. I haven't finished building it yet, but it's going to be just what you want. It's like, I'm not interested. I won't raise it. Like, how's he going to take his bounty on that? Okay, and like, how's it? He gave her the money for Razor Quest. How is this worth the same as the much bigger ship that was? I don't understand. Okay. But okay, that's just what happened. So it's like, look, I haven't finished building it, but it's going to get quicker if you do it with me. So they then spent a long time, it's basically just padding, building the ship together, and they gets parts from Jawas, and you think, yeah, it said it's a Naboo fight, and it's so lame. It was late when I played the video game with the Naboo fighter. I was like, this is crap. Okay, they're just lame. And she's like dated a Jawa. She speaks Jawa to them, and I'm like, it's all just silly, right? And they just spend the time building it. They build just a long time. It goes on for a good 5 minutes, maybe more, right? Building it, and it's still the same thing. Like, yeah, nothing gets better. They keep going, and the Jawas show up, and they got this thing. And you don't know what it is. There's a bit of like techno babbles. And when you get the fireball, anyway, it goes on. I didn't even bother getting on the screen grab. It goes on forever, right? Then morning happens. That thing cries, and they bring out his new ship, the new thing we want you to buy. Screw off. You know, you'll be lucky, mate. Okay, you'll be lucky. And so yeah, this, and it can go to. But basically, she sells it as being you're able to go to warp. It's not because it's pre-Empire. It's untraceable. Yeah, and I guess look, because there's two domes on it, you can have like passenger in it. So he looks it up and he gets in, and goes and gives it a try. Right, it takes off for a flight. And off it goes. Phew! And then goes on forever, flying around, right? First they do it looks like they're doing the chariot race route or whatever it is from Phantom Menace, right? It looks like, yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? They do the same route, Beggar's Canyon maybe, who knows? Maybe they're targeting womp rats, and he's like flying around. Oh, there's womp rats. Okay, it's all Member Berry stuff from here on in. He flies up into space. And he sees that Star Cruiser. He sees the kid, and the kid sees him, and they wave at each other because they're all cute now. Yay! And then he goes, "Shoo!" But then he's pulled over by two X-wing fighters. And so, what you doing? So this first X-wing fighter is the guy who was the stand-in for Luke Skywalker. He's got a very Luke Skywalker type face, but he was the stand-in for Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian, right? In the last episode of Mandalorian, and it's the old guy goes, "Are you the same? You sound familiar." It's like, no, I think he tries to like get out, and they're like, "No, we're pulling you over eventually. Can you answer?" They try to work. They want to know more about his adventures, like what happened with the not the Federation, the Empire Remnant, all that stuff. They want to know that, and he's like, but he's got this super fast switch in it. He presses that and he goes, and I goes, this is frozen again. It's so annoying. He presses it and he goes, whoosh, whoa, super fast, flies off. And he's like, he can't get me. He's too fast. And they're like, you want to go file a report? Said, not really, no. Then he flies back and he lands. And he's like, yeah, I like it. I guess it's my new ship now. Go and buy it from Toys R Us, where they all closed down. I guess go buy it from Amazon. And then Fennec Shan says, hi, you looking for a job? He's like, you need a bounty? No, we need muscle. So it's basically, okay, so he's the next person in the group. It's him, Black Kazakhstan, Boba Fett, Fennec Sand, and I guess the Rancor versus the Pike people. But it got much cooler as soon as they put a Mandalorian in it, right? He's like, here, Paisley says, you know what? It's on the house. I'm going to help Boba Fett for free because that's what bounty hunters do. And it's directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. So I don't know. Is it going to be any good anymore? I bet he went. No, now this is pod racing. No, he did. It was it's all pretty much on the nose. You could just mod the original kit. That's exactly what they're going to do. No, I mean, but they want to sell it to you, right? So Silas B. Crumb, the series. When Kathleen Kennedy? When? You're asking good. You're asking good. Yeah, listen. Is it that good? No. This one wasn't bad, right? The first half of it was pretty good. Second half, again, it was Star Tours. It wasn't even Caravan of Courage. It was Star Tours. It was not very good. So, yeah, we got about 20 minutes of cool Star Wars out of it. So that's pretty good news. I wonder what the other series are going to be like. The what's it called again? The the more Kathleen Kennedy ones, the Cassian Andor one and the Ben Kenobi one, right? I do wonder what they're going to be like. I kind of think Cassian Andor might be good. I don't know. I really don't. I just have a hard time imagining any of these things are ever good, right? Really, it's basically impossible. Okay, fine. We got to look at this article, right? Because I told you I got this video that's coming out. I think we're putting out tomorrow. Here, just have a look. Oh wait, no. Wait. I forgot. This is what we need to get to urgently, absolutely urgently. Can't believe I forgot this. Right? This came from Dr. Alex. I'm glad he's telling me because 1 second. Because I normally forget to credit people. Okay, but I'm glad he told me I actually can. Fine, let's go over here. This is wonderful, right? This is just absolutely wonderful. Let me just turn the sound up. There we go. Turn the sound up over here.
Programmes for Woke Day evening on BBC One begin with highlights of this year's book burning championships from Islington's George Floyd Stadium, formerly the Aung San Suu Kyi Arena. And this year the contestants will be incinerating the collected works of that renowned transphobic Nazi, J.K. Rowling. At 8:28, it's time for 2 minutes.
I mean, here's the thing though. It's not parody. This is actually right. This is what's going on. It's not parody. It's so weird.
8. And this week, Lee Francis apologizes to an angry mob for making people laugh.
People didn't say anything, and I'm not blaming people. Let's keep it on. Wow. Been talking to some people, and I didn't realize how offensive it was back then. And I just want to apologize. I just want to say sorry for any upset I caused. Whether I was Michael Jackson, Craig David, Trisha Goddard, all people that I'm a big fan of. I guess we're all on a learning journey.
Never apologize. Never, ever, ever, ever apologize, right? It's always going to be, never apologize. Trace Thomas is there. How you doing? So let's keep going. This is awesome.
13, we learn when to laugh and when to put on a serious face in the comedy panel show Race Bait. Regular host David Lammy is joined by the usual suspects, and the panelists try and guess who's racist this week. At 9 o'clock, there's drama in LGBT XYZ cars as the police are on the hunt for a woman who misgendered a male rapist online after he'd suddenly declared himself to be a woman. After the news at 10:30, there's the mateless monologue as the host of Newspeak delivers another impartial sermon. At 11:15, we present a moving religious ceremony as we join thousands of self-flagellating middle-class white liberals apologizing for the crimes of their distant ancestors.
Again, how is this parody? This is actually where we are in life, right? Who is this again? Yeah, I got to quote. This is Victoria Lucas 38. They got 16,000 subscribers. I don't think they. Yeah, I'm going to subscribe. Okay. Yeah, you got a sub. Totally there. By the way, like, share, subscribe, please. Could you do that? Rumble, all that stuff. Substack.
And we round off Workday Evening on BBC with a special live concert at midnight by the Greta Thunberg Experience, live from the Doomsday Winter Gardens.
And BBC, like, they're like, but with like all the articles like about the protecting them is like, but we're also, there won't be any diversity without the BBC. If this is diversity, good, because this is where nobody lives. Okay, this is crazy.
The lineup this Workday Evening on BBC One. Details in The Guardian. In an hour's time here on BBC One, it's the Gay Football Show, with all the latest action from the Gay Football League. But now on BBC One, we join Gary Lineker and the rented refugee who sleeps in his garage for Match of the Day.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, this guy's brilliant. Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. Okay, that is beyond fantastic. Dr. Alex, you have done well. There's no justice like angry mob justice. Yeah, it is true. That is very, very true. Let's go to bounding income. I want to look at that Peter Dinklage thing now, because like it was like, he's scum, right? Really? Oh, okay. I guess we have to find out. Here we go. Champions of Pop Culture number 3, Jean-Luc Picard's. It's next to Jean-Luc Picard. It's funny. Batgirl set photos provides new look at Brendan Fraser's rumored Firefly character. I don't even know who Firefly is, right? Book of Boba Fett's best episode is Mandalorian story. Yeah. I wouldn't mind looking at that story, but we'll get to it soon. 1 second. Batgirl cast transgender actor Ivory Aquino to play Alicia Yeoh, DC Films' first transgender. Who gives a shit? Marvel hints at another possible breakup for Spider-Man and I didn't know they got back together. I thought it was still. Didn't let Mephisto take it away or something? Like one more day? Man, everybody hated that. Oh man, did everybody hate that? Helen Mirren accused of Jew-face over portrayal of former Israeli Prime Minister. Go fuck off. Really? Okay, if you're going to accuse anybody, Ben Kingsley for Schindler's List, the least Jewy Jew I've ever seen, right? He was like, Ben Kingsley, best actor in the universe, can't play a Jew. Really? I mean, you would have thought we'd be able to pull it off. No, I got no Jew vibe from him at all. Helen Mirren, you're fine. You can be anybody you want, okay? Evil can make bad effect. Where's the thing I'm looking for? CWA Diverse Number ratings nosedive for episode 3. Well, that's only to be expected. They only had a 10% drop in episode 2, which is quite impressive. This, no, that's not the story I want to look at. Disney proclaims Percy Jackson and the Olympian Disney Plus series will be closely aligned with Rick Ronan's novel series. Good luck with that. David Mack cancels convention. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Oh, we got to look at this as well. After losing a free speech lawsuit in order to pay attorneys fees, novelist Patrick S. Tomlinson calls Tucker Carlson a white supremacist, claims he's the real victim. How are you the real victim? Did you just have a court case that established you are not the real victim, but it's actually the guy that you malign is indeed the real victim, right? Isn't that the case? Really? Because that does seem to be the case there, mate, right? But, okay, no, here we go. Should we read that one or the first one? Okay, let's read the first one. Peter Dinklage expresses anger about Disney's race swap Snow White, calls the film, calls woke mob racist after they accuse him of yellow face. Wow, okay. Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage expresses anger. He'll be a great Doctor. I'm sorry. He'll be a fantastic Doctor. Expresses anger at Disney's upcoming live-action version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Dinklage is currently doing a press tour for his latest film, Serrano. Okay. Appeared on Joker actor Mark Maron's podcast, WTF, with Mark Maron, where Dinklage brought up the Snow White. After discussing what is and isn't off limits in comedy, Dinklage would then change the subject, starting and said, "There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. I got to say, from being somebody who is a little bit unique, front row seat, right? Okay. I mean, also Jon Stewart did roughly the same thing with with calling the Gringotts goblins, whatever, anti-Semitic, right? It's strange. I think people just like having grievances. Somebody who has no grievance. I would say he has no grievance because he has a touch of recalness about it, a bit of royalty. It's not that exciting though, because it is Birmingham royalty. Okay, it is Birmingham royalty. It is called Birmingham's King of the Geeks.
Hello, mate. I asked for that. Really, didn't I come out with this nonsense as I do every time I come on? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, my friend. I'm good. I do wonder because I've been offline for a few hours, and
right.
This week, mate, every time I turn on my phone, any device at all, somebody sometimes patently ridiculous has been suggested as a new Doctor. I come into your studio, see Peter Dinklage up there, I think it's him. They finally got him.
He'll be great. I'll be so up for Peter Dinklage as a Doctor.
So would I, to be fair. So would I.
I mean, listen, compared to Jodie, no question.
Oh, God, yeah.
Did you see my thumbnail for this one?
Well, this is it. I did. And it's the multiverse of madness, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. So the idea is this: the suggestion that I have received is a compromise was established to allow Rusty Davis to take over.
Yes.
Right.
BBC
don't want to have egg all over their face, so they don't want to have their Doctor Who completely erased. So they wanted to find some kind of bridging mechanism that wouldn't invalidate their Doctor Who. Okay. Which would be a multiverse approach introduced in at the end of Chibnall's and continued with Rusty. Not my theory. I find it no less credible than David Tennant being the 14th Doctor. Which I don't find it unfeasible. You know, would be like, yes, please, yes. The same people who wanted David Hasselhoff in the 90s, remember?
I think at the present, a lot of the people who are suggesting multiverse, I don't think even they know what multiverse actually really means. I think it just means that I think they've gone and seen No Way Home and just thought, means you can have old...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Just do that. Give me money, do that.
I honestly think it's that simple. I mean, I think that Peter Dinklage would be awesome, and of course, as we found out this week, I mean, if somebody writes nonsense for him to say, it's still going to be better than a lot of the nonsense that he comes out with of his own volition.
I'll just catch up on that story. Maybe we can find it. I was just in the middle of reading.
Oh, okay,
I didn't realize how naughty a boy he'd been. Let's go back. I was suggesting, though, wouldn't it be great if they did an American complete reboot, like something totally different?
I'd be down for that.
Peter Dinklage as a Doctor.
I think he's a fantastic actor. He's got loads of charisma. personality.
Yeah.
Commands the screen. Unfortunately, he does still seem to be rather. I think at the root of it all of the stuff he said this week, I think it's just he's still a bit pissed off about how Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah, I mean, listen, nobody expected it to go down as badly as it did.
No.
Right? I mean, they thought it. I mean, although you saw what's the name?
Emilia Clarke.
Queen. Yeah, Emilia Clarke, right? When they asked about it, is it going to be great? They're like, "This is shit." I mean, you saw them on the red carpets. They looked at each other and giggled, right?
As if to say,
"Yeah, like, this is shit, beyond shit."
I think in her head, I think she was thinking, "Has the check cleared yet?"
Well, they got to be professional. They can't say this is shit. I mean, like, what are you going to do, right?
I mean, in Peter's case, of course, he probably thought that he was the one who was dead cert to lead a spin-off show like Tyrion at Large or something like that.
Yeah, right.
By the end of the series, even his character doesn't really doesn't come out of it with a great deal of dignity. So I think he's quite angry about it. And the things that he said to Disney this week are just they had it coming. Don't get me wrong, but.
The only one who really was set up for a sequel series is what's the name? Was in Doctor Who. Alice Dare. What's the name again?
Oh, do you mean? You don't mean? Do you mean Vinder? Do you mean whatever his character was?
No. In Game of Thrones. In Game of Thrones, the only one set up was one of the Stark sisters, not Sansa.
Yes. I can't. Isn't it terrible that a couple of years on you can't remember these bloody characters' names? You mean the smaller one, don't you? Arya.
Arya. Yeah. Arya won. In the final season, they gave a very uncomfortable side boob, which I really wasn't into. Right, really was not into at all. Not for me. What can I tell you? Anyway, so here, I still want to hear what he says. So he just started talking about Snow White. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. I've got to say, from being somebody who has a little bit of who is a little bit unique, front row seat to some. Says, it's a progressive idea to cast. Literally, no offense to anybody, but I was a little taken back. They're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, okay, so take a step back, and because apparently that's like the N-word for little people, right? It really is.
This is the first I've heard of it. I know a dwarf.
Really
everybody. I can comment. I mean, I won't say she's my best friend, but I do know a dwarf.
Right. Yeah, but don't they take super offense? Isn't that like the N-word for dwarves? Now you just made me say it. I'm in trouble.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I remember the film from the 80s.
It might be the M-word. It's the M-word then.
I mean, thanks for
and you're not allowed to say it. You'll get in trouble, right? Honestly.
I think that the faux pas is to confuse dwarfism and those who were born with dwarfism and midgets, because it is a different state of being.
That's the bad one then, midget.
I think it could be midget.
That's one they really don't like. Okay, fine. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to stumble into anything. Fine. So take a step back and look what you're doing. He says it makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way and you're still making that effing backwards story about seven dwarfs living in a cave. What the F are you doing, man? I mean, he's making a fair point there. Okay.
Well, they've only got themselves to blame, Disney, by continually bending the knee and trying to. I mean, this is the problem when you encourage SJWs and employ them and see their ideas.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, listen. In America right now, and it's the weirdest thing, right? All across the news, every Democrat is going on news channels and saying we must defend. Borders are the most important thing of a country. We must defend Ukraine's borders, right? They're already selling this war in Ukraine, really selling it hard, right? Saying because we got to defend their national borders, right? Meanwhile, they've had this year about 4 million people coming through their completely open south border, which is completely out of control. Like, not for like, I was like, it's in the millions now, literally millions.
Yeah,
It's crazy. And it's like, and any suggestion of securing that border, they call you a racist. And I'm not even.
Wow.
It was not even that long ago. This conversation was about. It's ongoing, right? They're both ongoing. It's the weirdest thing.
And of course,
So it doesn't matter.
I think the question that Peter would be thinking now is how many of them are dwarfs? Any of them?
How many? Well, I think a lot of them are children. Like,
Yes, I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, no, I said that on one of the videos I got coming out where they're talking about. Did it come out? It was this week. No, it was It was the video about. I'll show the thumbnail.
I mean, I always thought this week, thanks to this story, it has expanded my vocabulary. I found out what the word "blidget" means, which I thought it was one of the.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was one of those things that you get in the top of a can of lager that sort of keeps the fizz, but no, apparently it's specifically a black midget. And apparently it's a whole classification, an entire classification of pornography is blidget related.
No.
So I've had my eyes opened, if not my browser, to this. And
I would like my eyes closed. Okay, on that I really would. So, but no, I said that it's like. So there's a Superman right now is being written by the super progressive liberal. Superman gay, right? Superman is literally gay now, right? And he also is like he fights immigration injustice by by helping the refugees who aren't allowed asylum. So I actually said, look. They're not refugees. They are children being trafficked into sexual slavery. Okay? This is not a refugee situation. This is finding kids to shtup situation, which is...
Yeah, it's deeply worrying, the entire... deeply immoral.
No point being worried. It's like what are you going to do? It is what it is, mate. Anyway, fine. Have I done nothing to advance this cause on my soapbox? No, I have never heard of it before. I guess I'm not loud enough here, Pike. You're really not. I never heard of any of this before.
He needs a bigger soapbox.
Apparently so. I mean,
it would seem so.
He then concluded, I don't know what studio that is, but they're so proud of that. They're all love and respect to the actress and the people who they thought they were doing the right thing. But I'm like, what are you doing? Later in the podcast, Dinklage added, if you want to tell Snow White and the most effed up way, actually, I swore this, I can't remember. Progressive winner, let's do it. All in, but I just don't know. Fine. He explained they knew how to. They knew they got a cash cow with the story. In their mind, they're like, we're gonna have a no-brainer here. And by casting Latina, we can then just make money and run the story again. That's basically a big push of it, isn't it? But I want to find out what Dinklage. Right, Dinklage wouldn't just take Disney's hypocrisy, but also called out the woke mob that went after him when he took a role in the Fantasy Island star Hergé Villers said. That's awesome, by the way. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, it looks really good. That's him and Jamie Dornan, isn't it?
I can't remember who it was with, but he was fantastic in it. Right? Fan-freaking-tack. Great movie. Don't know how real it was, but really great story. I played for this as an HBO film, and there was a lot of early backlash. How dare he play a Filipino? They're so liberal-minded, but as far as I am as liberal as anybody. No, you're not. If you're still saying you're not, but they're so convinced that they of how he looked, Hervé, that he was just Filipino. If that's not racism, what else? It is, because he's not. He was a Frenchman, and his physical condition made him look very cherubic, and I guess somebody from the Far East. something, but they got very angry and said, "How dare you do that?" Fine. Everyone said, and I don't even have, and they didn't even have all the information. Fine, fine, going off of them. Blah 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 blah. Is Dinklage an actual yellow face? Who thought this was a good idea? God, so stupid. DC Comics writer Mark Andreyko tweeted, when they start right, you always know that you're a douchebag. Okay, any tweet that starts is means the person tweeting it is a douchebag. Right, that's just what's going on.
I'd say that holds.
Yeah. He responded to the accusations at the time, telling Entertainment below. Okay, fine, I don't care. Okay, fine, let's see. So it doesn't like he said anything out of line yet. But then Disney instantly claimed, but he woke criticism from Peter Dinklage. So what did Disney do? It doesn't sound like he said anything out of line to me.
Well, there was a part of the speech where he did sort of let rip at them for telling this story about dwarves all living together in caves. He said it was an outdated, which is a fairy tale.
But yeah, I get it.
When he says they live in a cave, though, didn't they live in a cottage? You know, as far as I was concerned, I mean, I don't think it had. I think it had an indoor toilet. I don't think it had central heating or anything like that. But it looked like a pretty nice place to live. They looked fairly happy to me. Right,
because she watched all the animals clean it up while they were out in the mines.
Yeah, they're friends of nature. They're hardworking men. I mean, 7 men all living together. Okay, probably a bit weird. Okay, but
I mean, I think they're like the Lord of the Rings dwarves rather than the dwarves. Okay, fine. Again, they're recounting the story. Disney responded to Dinklage's comment saying to Hollywood Reporter, to avoid reinforcement of stereotypes of the original animated film, we're taking a different approach with these 7 characters. And have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. Oh, piss off. We look forward to showing more of this film's head to production after lengthy development. Okay, so they just changed it. They're like, they're not going to be dwarves. Now they're going to be giants. Yes. Yeah, that's what they're going to be.
Well, they've said they're going to be magical creatures instead, which I think, well, the dwarves in the film weren't magical. They were just normal, hard-working men who were caught up in this story, I mean, it's a fairy tale story, so there is magic in the story, but they are just normal people with various different character traits, obviously, that denote them from one another, and that's perfectly fine. If it's dwarf and the idea of dwarves in stories that Peter's got a problem with, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure that he's standing on solid ground. I would imagine there'd be plenty of dwarf actors who'd actually be quite glad of the work and happy to play those characters. I mean, for the best of my knowledge, no script exists of this yet. I like the idea that they've approached the Dwarfism Society, who you can imagine them taking the phone call and thinking, we've got the Disney people on the phone. What do they want?
Have you ever seen the movie, what's it called again? It's the Coen Brothers movie. I really like it.
Is it Burn After Reading? There's one.
No.
Which is the one with it?
I think it's Coen Brothers. I'm pretty sure it is Coen Brothers filmography. Hang on. Hell Caesar. There you go. Hell Caesar. Right.
I've not seen that.
It's brilliant, right? It's absolutely brilliant. So they're making a biblical movie about a Roman who converts to Christianity, a Roman soldier that converts to Christianity after meeting Christ, right? Okay. And it's a very 50-ish movie, right? And they got a religious council of different priests and one rabbi. The rabbi is played by Robert Picardo from Voyager. And it's one of those brilliant things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. I just wanted to show you this because we're not reading this right now, right? Because it's going to be too long. This is the video I'll put out. This is incredible. Okay, there's this one, and what's the other one here? What culture? So this bit here, I'll show you. What culture? This video I did on this is their insane meltdown about the David Tennant rumor, right? This video goes on for over an hour.
Oh, really? Because What Culture, they're the site that put out those sort of 10, 15-minute things, sort of 10 great things about the David Tennant era, aren't they?
Okay, well, Perry, the 10 most hated characters. If you want to say the 10 most spankable characters, he did Perry, but the most hated? No, I don't think so.
Not a chance.
This thing, this article, it took me an hour to go through because it's so much. It's everything is like no. Yeah, I'll show you the thumb for it. Okay, the thumb for it says everything. This is one of my better ones, if I may say so. It's so this is going to be tomorrow, right? Can you see it? Because I'm not getting it on my end.
I can't see anything yet.
My internet's crapping out. Oh, it shouldn't be though.
We've got a little whizzy wheel. We've got the wheel.
Yeah. Having trouble. Come on, internet! You were doing so good tonight. We had a big storm here in Israel, which has slowed things down. Okay, so I'll just tell you what it says. It's basically the angry Jodie Bear going, no! David Tennant isn't coming back because Jodie failed, because Jodie didn't fail! It's like, that's the entire tenor of the whole article, right? So, I'll give up. We'll see if...
some guy was ranting and raving on Twitter about this morning, and I dropped a couple of comments, polite comments, but he didn't take them. He didn't take them constructively.
They're not dealing well with things, right? They're not dealing well.
No.
Where's that one? Here, I wanted to pull out this thing. Let's see if I can share this, or if my internet's really crapping out. Hang on a second. We'll do stop screen, share screen. Will this work? We'll find out. Hey, there you go. So what time is this starting? 8 p.m.?
Oh, that's me. Yeah, that's 8 o'clock tonight, UK time. Everybody, don't ask me all the times across the American territories, but there are many of them, and Eastern and Central, and all those times are all there. And if you're in Australia, obviously it's first thing in the morning. We are your breakfast TV. It's 8 o'clock UK time for this over in Type 40 Live with the usual bunch of reprobates and my good self. Chewing through, really, a lot of the wildest rumours that we could round up and wrangle. So we'll be throwing those on the floor and sort of picking our way through them, as well as looking at the season 22 box set and the general lay of the land, as always, mucking about on a Thursday night the way we like to.
Oh, very cool. Okay, that starts in just over an hour. There's only 8 more. I think 8 more seasons now. In the color seasons, right? After this point, this is release number 11 or 12. I don't know, but we got what we got left. We have season 25. They're saving that because that's going to be a good one. Season 20, same thing. That's going to be a good seller.
It turns out that season 20, which they have been working on that, I think it's an open secret they've been working on season 20. The reason why we haven't had that already is that Mark Strickson's elements are the balance of it that are needed to complete the special features. But of course, due to lockdowns and things, he's been physically trapped in the Southern Hemisphere for the last 18 months or whatever. They need to bring him over.
Hopefully, England for once is going to lead the way. Right? Hopefully, England is going to lead the way with their end of COVID restrictions. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I'd like to think so. The mask wearing thing that's been scrapped today, unless you're in Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's have decided that not here. The last bastion within their doors of you've got to wear a mask. But having said that, I was in there today, and nobody was wearing a mask. So,
is there any mods in the chat who can put a link to Dan's channel? Because if you want to share it, give me the link to your channel on the private chat.
Okay. Yes, of course. I'll go and grab that. I'll get a window up and grab that. So where? Yes, I mean the whole restrictions business. I mean, with everything lifting or maybe not. I mean, just yesterday we heard crazy talk about a stealth variant, which obviously sounds absolutely terrifying.
No, what it is, people just don't want to be wrong, right? People have double, triple, quadruple down on this, and it's same with Doctor Bloody Who. They just don't want to be wrong. They just don't want that Jodie to have failed. She failed. Okay, get over it. It happened. She failed.
There's no shame. There's no shame in fact. Well, no, there's no shame in fact.
I mean, in fairness, it kind of is shame, but okay. But there we go.
I regretted that as soon as I started the sentence, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. Everybody's just done it for me. I'll put it in as well.
Thanks, Peter Rich. And Problem Being. And who else was it? Yeah, I was going to say it's on comics. Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, my internet's not doing good enough. Oh man, see, here's the thing. I didn't know this, right? I changed my internet to a router, a modem, where you put a SIM card in. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Until winter came and the weather got bad, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's always bad. It's always bad reception in bad weather." I'm like, "What? What? We got 4 months of this." They're like, "Oh no, this is normal." What? I didn't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going to end first. The bad weather, snowed today in over a lot of Israel. So it's either the bad weather or no, don't. What was I saying? The bad weather just like totally broke me off.
You were so happy when you had that SIM thing a few weeks ago, and they've screwed you.
The what thing?
When you first had that SIM card, your new internet.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, So we'll wait to see what's going to happen next. Thank you. There you go. What's going to happen next? Either the bad weather's going to end, or the fiber optics are coming. They're having we're having fiber put in our whole town. Yeah. So they're saying it's going to be between 2 and 6 months. I'm like, really? Like, I hope it's 2, because once that's in, I'm golden.
Yeah, they need to get their asses in together. They need to get all the dwarves in that Peter Dinklage has just done out of work. They'll soon have it sorted out for you. Hi ho!
I had more sympathy for some reason for the grid girls I saw on the in this like. It was this show where you had like one of these crappy shows where you confront where you had like the fat ugly lesbians and we shouldn't have grid girls, it's terrible, and the grid girls like I'm making a living doing this, what are you doing? Right, stop.
I think it's a similar argument. Yeah.
So but I had much more sympathy for the grid girls than I did for the people Peter Dinklage put out at work. I don't know why. That's just the way I roll, baby.
Yes, girls with silicone implants, they need to earn a crust too. They
do. Listen, those implants don't pay for themselves, and
exactly.
they are glorious. The stealth variant that gives you sniffles for 24 hours. Yeah, people just don't want it to be over. They don't want to be wrong.
I think you're right.
They want to make a big deal of it, and they don't want to feel like schmucks, right? They don't. Can you imagine how Australia and New Zealand's going to feel if it doesn't end up like 28 days later in England in the next month?
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm having that much difficulty keeping up with what's going on in Great Britain that I have no idea what's going on in Australia and New Zealand at the moment. The nuances of it all. I have to ask Matt Pott.
New Zealand much worse. They are completely locked down. Everybody, I think.
Really?
The woman's insane. Just, and she was the one heralded as being the best person about this. It's insane.
I mean, the man who's in charge of Wales, he's not only is he a moron, but he's also a bit of a lunatic. And two of my sons live in Wales, and the things that they tell me and the restrictions that they're under, it's mind-boggling. I mean, this guy is like seriously nuts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they think. Anyway, so I am hoping England will lead the way, which will be a little bit strange, right? It will be a little bit strange.
This time.
Well, whatever happens, what do you reckon the chances of Boris Johnson being Prime Minister in the next month?
Slim. A lot slimmer than he is. I think he's. I mean, this. when the Conservatives, this happens over and over again historically. The Conservatives, when they fall, it's never on their actual politics. It's always on stuff like this, and
Right.
it's completely hypocritical, reprehensible. Everything, they completely deserve all the analysis, all the venom that's been directed at them. They've only got themselves to blame, and obviously Boris Johnson is wriggling on the line, isn't he? And I'm speaking as somebody who.
But I don't know what he's holding on for. I mean, like, just take a peerage and use that for life. What do you need a headache for?
I admire brass neck in people generally, and I do think that this more modern. How can I put this? This more modern situation where people will resign, retire, exit stage left as soon as the stormy weather. So I admire when people hold the course and front out bad publicity and apologise for bad decisions. But I think we're past that with Boris Johnson now. I think
nobody will apologise for bad decisions. Right, I mean, like, was it Biden the other day? He said he was caught on a hot mic, which was like basically the mic was in front of his face, the same way the mic is in front of your face right now.
Yeah,
and he was surprised that it picked him up. He called a reporter "dumb son of a bitch," like,
really?
and then he, to his credit, he phoned him later and apologized, sort of, which I was quite impressed with, right? But yeah, but the whole like news cycle is going like first it was like how dare he ask the question and whatever it was but like if he just said, listen, we're on the brink of war, I'm under pressure, I made a mistake, everybody would be like, oh, that's okay then. Everybody be impressed with him for it. Nobody ever tells the freaking truth. People treat truth like it's freaking kryptonite. It's the I don't get it. Well, I don't know who anybody's fooling, but you're not.
I mean, the weakness of character and cowardice, they are the biggest. Certainly, when we talk about people who have a public, who are in a public office, it's obviously it's most obvious. But I think generally people are quite cowardly, and I think that people are resistant to apologise for even the most minor thing.
It really is,
and I don't understand that. It's not a weakness. It's because
somebody's a pussy. That's basically the bottom line. Because they're a pussy. That's why they can't apologize. Because they're a pussy, and that's universally the reason. Anyway, with this talk of one of my favorite subjects, pussies, we're going to wrap up the podcast. Dan has 57 minutes to work out and prepare. I hope I'm still going to be awake, and I will chime in the chat. I'm hitting the end broadcast button, hitting it again.